Hi, this is Miss Diorama. In this video I'll be talking about some Proxxon tools that have been recently released, that is, within the last year or so, and they include the Thermocut Angle Fence TA300 and the Thermocut Circle Cutter Fence TKS360. Both are accessories designed to be used in conjunction with a Proxxon tool that would be familiar to most hobbyists who work with foam. The Thermocut Hot Wire Cutting Table 230E. Be sure to stick around because a little later in the video I'll show you how I made an alternative circle cutting jig from MDF. But first I'll talk about this angle fence. This is the Proxxon Thermocut Angle Fence TA300. It allows the user to make precise production of geometric solids. It can be adjusted from 0 through to 90 degrees for high accuracy angled cutting. As I said earlier, this angle fence was made to be used in conjunction with the Proxxon Thermocut 230E hot wire cutting table. For right-angled cutting, simply line the fence up with a measurement that matches the size of the piece of foam you want. To make angled cuts in foam, simply move the fence close to the cutting wire, then tilt the fence using the adjustable clamp on the side. It can be angled 0 through 90 degrees. After consulting the manual for the Thermocut 230E, I quickly discovered that in regard to cutting circles, Proxxon didn't offer an attachment for making cylinders or circular shapes. By the way, that has changed, and I'll talk about that shortly. But first, I'll quote from the manual that comes with the Thermocut 230E hot wire cutter. It says, "You can make a simple device yourself for cutting circular segments. Fix a drawing pin at the center of the required circle on the working table with a piece of tape. Fix the workpiece onto the pin and turn the workpiece around the pin." I wasn't convinced that this would work well for me, so I took to other creators on YouTube and found a few good ideas for making my own circle jig for the Proxxon Thermocut. This is what I came up with. This circle jig that I made for the Thermocut will allow me to cut circular shapes out of foam up to 420 millimeters in diameter. It works by staking a piece of foam onto the bamboo skewer. The cutting wire sits 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter away from the skewer. This bold line marks the radius of the circle. By lining up 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter with this bold line, you'll make a circle that's 2 centimeters in diameter on this jig. The bamboo skewer marks the center of the circle that will be cut from the foam. I wanted a circle that was 70 millimeters in diameter, so I lined up the jig markings with the bold line at 35 millimeters. Then I simply turn the piece of foam on the skewer that is acting as the center axis of the circle. I make sure to turn off the power to the cutting wire to enable me to easily remove the foam from the jig. As I mentioned earlier, Proxxon hadn't offered an attachment for making cylinders or circular shapes. That is, up until very recently. New out is this attachment, the Thermocut TKS360 circle cutting fence. Like everything Proxxon produces, this attachment is great quality. It enables you to cut cylinders and cylindrical shapes from foam. It also comes with a helpful manual. This is a fixed guide that keeps the upright piece in the table groove. These notches keep the guesswork out of where this guide should sit. 2 grubber screws hold it permanently in place. The rotary action of the foam grips makes for comfortable operation. The design incorporates stepless, tool-free height adjustment. Now it was time to put it to the test. I marked the center of this piece of foam and fitted the foam onto the cutter. To be able to achieve perfect cylinders, it's important to make sure the cutting wire is 90 degrees to the cutting table. Otherwise, you'll get a tapered cylinder like this one. This was attempt number 2 at making a cylinder. This time, I made sure the cutting wire was perpendicular to the cutting table. I also turned down the power, thus decreasing the heat level of the cutting wire. On a final attempt, I turned the power all the way down to avoid the vertical grooves made as a result of the wire being too hot. Then I decided to make an angled cylinder with the first shape that I'd cut. To make an angled cylinder, the angle of the cutting wire needs to be adjusted. Overall, I think this TKS 360 circle cutter delivers what it promises. In conclusion, I think this would take quite a bit of practice to get the perfect shape you require. And although the shapes you're able to cut are limited by certain parameters, in my opinion, it's still a great tool. If you haven't already, go check out the Proxxon website. They have a huge range of quality tools that make life easier for hobbyists. I'll leave a link to the website in the description. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel.